And it took me about 8 or 9 years to actually buy my second car, which is the one I'm sitting in right now. So on the topic of saving money, it's something that we all know we should be doing, but we don't do because technology has made it super easy for our short attention spans to have and desire anything we want in just a click of a button. Meanwhile, the only button that you should be clicking is that of the like button for the YouTube gods or whatever you call them. Alright, I'm done with the shameless asking. So it's no secret that saving money is one of the hardest things to do for the majority of the population. After all, managing money is not something that's exactly laid out to us simply when we're growing up. And we already know that there is a clear lack of financial literacy in schools nowadays. And if our parents weren't taught this, then we weren't taught this. And if we weren't taught this, then our kids won't be taught this. And so the cycle continues. Just check out this article by CBS stating that the average American cannot cover a $400 unexpected expense. And within the same vein, within the same article, about 17% of Americans are unable to pay their bills in full every single month. And another study by lendingclub.com state that 61% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck, meaning that they have no more money at the end of the month to save. And just because the probabilities and percentages are high doesn't mean that you or me have to fall within those percentages ourselves. Before we move on, just remember that you guys are watching this video right now, which means you're already ahead on the game of accumulating wealth. So firstly, let's just break down a few key factors when it comes to saving money. Number 1 is budgeting for necessities. A good question to ask yourself is, what could I cut back on or cut out completely in my daily or monthly spending? Now, for example, let's just say that every single day on your lunch break, you go to the local deli and spend about $7 on a sandwich. So if we're working Monday through Friday, that's $35 a week or $140 every single month. Now, to me, that's not worth it whatsoever. I could easily go to the supermarket myself, get the bread, get the cold cuts, and make that exact same sandwich for close to $2 a day at most, which means now you're only spending $40 a month or $100 in savings every single month just because you chose to make it at home versus buy it at the deli. $100 is pretty substantial if you ask me. To me, that $100 could be better used towards some of the most expensive things we pay for every month, such as car insurance or health insurance. Now, the second question you could ask yourself is, do you need it? Now, of course, you work hard and you want to be able to afford and buy the things that you really want in life. And that doesn't mean you can't, but it does mean that you should think about your purchases before you make them. For example, I don't think it's that important to have a new iPhone every single year. I, as recently as a month ago, have finally upgraded my iPhone. That's right, after almost 6 years of using the iPhone 8, I have now upgraded to the iPhone 13 Plus, which is what I'm actually recording on right now. Leave a like if you think it looks good. I would say over the past 6 years, just using my same phone year in, year out, I've definitely saved thousands of dollars. Even if we talk one of the biggest purchases people make in life. Take me as an extreme example again. I bought my first car when I was 16 years old, and it took me about 8 or 9 years to actually buy my second car, which is the one I'm sitting in. Over the course of 8 or 9 years, I've definitely saved a lot of money by not upgrading, not making lease payments, and overall the insurance payments were very low as well, given that the car was already 14 years old when I bought it. And the third thing you could ask yourself is, do I have a plan for saving money over the long term, and especially for retirement? And in a second, I'm going to show you a clip of Kevin O'Leary stating how much he thinks you should have saved in your bank account by the time you're 33 years old.
By the time you hit 33 years old, you should have $100,000 saved somewhere. Make that your goal. 33, 100,000. You can do it. I'll tell you how. You save 20% of your paycheck, and you let the market grow at 5 to 7% a year. You can get to $100,000. Everybody says, oh, that's impossible. I can't do that. Yes, you can.
So what do you guys think? Is $100,000 doable for the majority of the population? If you ask me, I actually think that number is very doable. If I just do some back of the napkin math, if I just take a person who's 18 years old and has $0 in their pocket, say they start a job and they save $500 every single month, it would take them about 15 or 16 years to save up $100,000. So here's where you can ask yourself, how can I get there if I'm not there already? How close or how far are you from that goal? And if you're very far away from that goal, or you feel like you're very late to the game, just know that you really are never too old to start, and just by using some of the budgeting and saving tips in this video, you should be able to amass a good amount of money in a short period of time. Now, before we get into my personal saving techniques, I have to put a little disclaimer here. My name is Anthony Venture, and I am a slightly reformed cheapskate. And some of the secrets that I'm going to be mentioning soon are all things that I either used to do or I continue to do to this day. I won't tell you which ones though. So again, viewer discretion is advised. So now let's break down all the ways that I've saved money over the years. And you will see that there is a bit of a reoccurring theme to a lot of these saving tips. I found that over my life so far that having less choices actually gave me more freedom. Having less decisions and less choices to make every single day has saved me a lot of time and money. For example, number 1, eating the same thing every single day. So I started going to the gym when I was 14 years old, and by the time I was 16, I decided to take my own nutrition into my own hands and started cooking my own food. And I quickly found that my monthly grocery bill was one of the most expensive things I was paying for. So I was trying to maximize the amount of calories and food I was eating with the dollars that I was spending on it. And with these two things in mind, I found the love of my life, chicken and rice. And within the fitness community, they call that bro food. And that's what I did. About once a month, I would buy a $10, 10-pound bag of rice, along with about $10 a week in chicken. And a few other miscellaneous foods that all added up to be about $120 every single month on my grocery bill. And number 2 is clothing. So I'll just admit it right now, for most of my life, my wardrobe consisted of 2 hoodies, 2 pairs of pants, 10 collared shirts, 1 winter jacket, and 1 pair of shoes. And if you're a person that loves clothes and shoes, then by all means, buy what makes you feel good. Because you know what they say, look good, feel good, save a lot of money. I think that's how it goes. But seriously, I've always just loved the simplicity of only having to make a few choices every single morning. And even the shirt I'm wearing right now is one of my 10 collared shirts, and it's about $7 from Target. Number 3 was I didn't go out very much, which is a bit of a cop-out because I generally like to stay home anyway. So this one, no one can knock you for. Go out with your friends and have fun while you can. And number 4, which is something we said earlier, which was don't get a new iPhone every single year. And I could tell you from first-hand experience of owning an iPhone for 6 years straight, I didn't miss out on anything. Number 5 was cutting my own hair for the past 12 years. Now this to me was invaluable because it gave me the freedom to cut my hair when I wanted and how I wanted. Not to mention that haircuts nowadays with a tip ends up being about $25 to $35 every single month. And if you do some rough math, that's about $350 a year or $4,320 in savings over the last 12 years of cutting my own hair. And honestly, once you get good at it, nobody can tell the difference except for one person, your wife. Now number 6 is a little bit of a cheat because I didn't do this specifically to save money, but I quickly found out that this job saved me a lot of money over the long term. And before being here on YouTube trying to teach people finance, I used to teach people how to drive. And the reason that it saved me so much money was that the gas that was used with that car was all paid for by the school. I used to calculate spending about $500 every single month on gas. So I guess the moral of the story is if you want to save on gas, be a driving teacher. And number 7 is I used the same mattress for 23 years straight. Now normally I don't recommend this because your sleep and your back health is super important. And honestly, over the last 23 years of using the same mattress, it's always been comfortable. And it actually got a little more comfortable when I found out how much mattresses actually are nowadays. So I say find one that's really comfortable and keep it for the next 10 years. And number 8 are these nice $30 gym headphones. Not sponsored, by the way. These were made by Kenevo. These $30 headphones are awesome. Bluetooth, great sound quality, and they last for 3 to 4 years at a time. And I guarantee you, you're not going to be catching me wearing $250 Dre Beats in the gym anytime soon. And you guys might hate me for number 9, but number 9 is drinking tap water. Now, while recently I've been starting to invest in water filtration systems, now I still do put this on the list while not being the healthiest choice. Drinking tap water has at least helped me evade a bit of microplastics as well as saving about $30 to $40 every single month on bottled water. And if we're talking the last 10 years, I probably saved upwards to about $3,000. Now I'm going to take a guess that at least 100% of you can cut back on number 10. And number 10 is no subscription services. Looking at this article by Yahoo, they say that the average American has about 5 services that they are subscribed to every single month. Services like Netflix or Disney Plus or even Amazon Prime are prime examples. See what I did there? Again with the stupid jokes. They state that the average consumer spends about $100 per month on subscriptions. That's about $1,200 every single year or $6,000 every 5 years, which to me is very crazy. As of right now, I have 0 subscriptions. Since an early age growing up, I saw how much money controlled the emotions of the people around me and how much stress and anxiety that it gave people. And since when I can remember, I always saved every single penny from Christmases to birthdays. Doing all of that with the overarching goal of using that money to live on in the event that I needed it. And this little bit of scarcity and scaredness has led me down a path of being aware of every penny that came in or out of my bank account. And while over the years some people have viewed it as limiting, And since having these habits, I can now pick and choose where my money is allocated, just giving me the ultimate control of where each dollar goes. And I'll admit, lately, I have been a lot more relaxed about spending money. So I guess, just like everything else in life, moderation and control is key. And it's okay, as long as you have control and you have a consistent saving regimen, still buy all the things that you want in life, and have a healthy savings for retirement. So once again, thank you guys so much for watching. Leave a like and a comment below if you found this of any value. And with that said, I'll see you in the next one.